Howdy, howdy, everybody, and welcome back to another hellacious episode of Nerd Hell. And it's me, Robinson. I am like 80% workout supplement right now.
And it's me, Ishtar, the Sumerian deity of harvest and men and women. I don't know. Whichever one you want.
Wait, harvest as in food or
Yeah, like food
seed?
and shit, right?
Oh, okay.
Nah, dude, what do you think harvest meant? Do you think it's going to be like, oh, cum? They're harvesting cum from people?
Well, no, just...
Way to break it in. We're not even 3 seconds in and you're already coming.
Just to make sure that men and women are fertile.
I mean, maybe. Okay, so... Yeah, so how's your week, man? What'd you do?
Honestly, nothing this week. I will say for my groceries, now that I have some extra money, today I decided, stop spending so much money on eating out, get something, get a luxury item from Smith's. And I got myself a candle. I'm just gonna light this up before going to bed, because apparently, good smells help you drift away to sleep. And I lit it up right now. So first of all, I have to say there is literally not one safe spot in my room to put this candle.
That is also kind of counterintuitive when you're talking about safety. When you have a lit fire that you're not going to be awake to put out if something does go wrong.
No, I'll light it like an hour before bedtime, and then I'll put it out before going to sleep.
Okay. All right. Just make sure that you do that before, right?
Before I pass out.
And you're going to be like, like that plate of fajitas that comes out from Mexican food and just sizzling everywhere. That's how Robinson ended, the way that he wanted to, spicy.
Bury me in cheese, sour cream, guac, and fries. But bury me like a plate of carne asada. And,
oh my god, yeah.
And honestly, dude, I got it lit right now. It does feel nice. It does feel nice for my Sunday cleaning. Yeah, I'm gonna vacuum as soon as we're done here. And honestly, I like it. I like this candle. What about you, Stanley? What have you done?
Dude, it is a shitty week. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's been fucking horseshit. So, just, this whole pandemic's kind of, fucked everything up, especially, with students and their return to shit.
I get that. I lost a year of college because of the pandemic.
Yeah, but the problem is that we've had kids who usually grow up. So, one of the advantages of having public school over homeschool is that public school teaches children to be more social, right? So, you become... more adapted to your peer group. So, you're not always in that 8th grade mentality or 9th grade mentality. You actually grow with the grade that you're kind of coming into. But because of that, I'm basically teaching people who are 9th graders or 7th graders. And they're coming into high school and they're acting all kinds of fucked up. And I'm just like, oh, shit, okay. Or we're really playing this, so that's awesome. I like it.
God,
great.
I can see the news 40, 30 years from now, birth declines are going to be down. And I'll be that old man when I was younger, it was more difficult keeping birth rate. Wait, what? We were trying to get birth rates down. Now we need them to go up. People aren't fucking no more.
Yeah, dude, I don't think that's going to be an issue for us. I really don't think so. But, yeah, they've started talking when I talk, and then they'll stop when I stop.
Wait, what is that? So when you're talking to them or what? Okay.
Yeah, when I'm talking to them and doing a lecture, they'll start talking, and then when I stop, they'll stop.
Wait, so side non-classroom conversations?
Yeah.
Why? That's when you talk when the teacher stops talking. That's when you start talking about your Fortnite epic kills. Kids, come on.
Well, it's not even that. It was just, I got frustrated, right? Because I told them to stop, and I told them to stop, and I told them to stop. And then eventually I was just like, dude, just shut up. And I looked at them and was like, just shut up. Just shut up. That's easy. How easy is it not to say something? Really easy. And then 5 minutes later, when I was still doing the stuff, guess what happened? They were talking again. So I was like, great. Well, we got 20 minutes in class. Y'all have a quiz tomorrow. And, you got to figure out the rest of the notes that we were supposed to go over today, so figure it out.
That's why I always liked history. History was just storytelling time. Just take notes. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
there's like
Well, I
very
mean, because like
little
history itself
interpretation.
is a very introverted science and a very like introverted like field, right?
Yeah.
So the whole fact of like going into class means you're like teaching the rudimentary basics of anything. And most history classes, when you get into college, is basically teacher goes over what you read in your textbook, and you have discussions over the interpretations of the author or whatever whoever wrote that. But in high school, it's more difficult to do that because they're not reading, right? So
Yeah.
I changed up the curriculum because we had a discussion afterwards, and it was essentially, you're not challenging us enough.
The kid
Yeah.
said that to you?
Yeah, dude.
All right,
Yeah.
then. If that's what y'all
Yeah.
want, I'm happy to oblige.
Like I'm like, oh, you want this? So I was like, you guys, like, this is a honors class. I can make it into like an honors, like a really big honors class.
And
And they were
because
like,
it's
yeah, we just not,
because
it's
it's
not challenging.
yeah, and because it's honors, if only 5% of you pass, I'm not liable.
Ah, no, I'm still liable in the parents' minds, my guy.
God damn
You
it.
have to know it. I'm a teacher. Everything's my fault. But it was like this little conference because me, like I'll listen to people and I'll listen to their critiques. And it was just like, so you're going to make us fail because you're not going to be posting the notes. Because one of the things that I do since the pandemic is that I posted the PowerPoint notes online so that they can get it if they're not here. Well, now I have kids that just don't even take notes in class. They just, do something else. And then I was like, okay, well then no more notes online. That is a restricted thing. And then they freaked out. They flipped out, man. It was weird, right?
I never got that because it's like, why would I like not pay attention in class to play on my phone when I can not pay attention at home and play on my phone? Like, yeah,
Right.
you're there. It sucks. I get it. Just deal with it and leave. And that reminds me because I took an American history course because I didn't take AP history.
Yeah.
So history was like one of the only things I had to take in college. And I remember I told you about this because I forgot what the subject was, but in one of my essays, like an exam essay where you come in, you sit down for 2 hours, you write about a topic that they choose at random. And I remember saying something along the lines of, "This gave rise to one of America's favorite pastimes, organized crime." Right? Just to be like a little spectacular, a little sporadic. And
Yeah.
I got a -5 for saying that, and the TA, not the professor, the TA says you cannot prove that this was America's favorite pastime.
And
I'm
I have to
just like,
say to that TA, then obviously you're not a person who understands American history, you fucking asshole. Like, no, because I remember you told me that because I helped you with that class too.
you did, yeah.
Yeah. And fortunately you fucking passed, but the whole thing was that if you look at history, one of the greatest things that helped start the American Revolution was the fact that the American colonies, specifically in between Canada and Florida, those colonies were smuggling in French sugar from Barbados and from the other Caribbean islands. And they were also smuggling in other goods too, like Spanish tobacco, other types of stuff to, like, legitimately they were smuggling that in. And there are these laws called the non-import, or what is it called? There were like these mercantilist laws that even prevented you from like buying a hat or like making a hat yourself. It was called the Hat Act. And they were loosely guarded. So there's this term called salutary neglect, where essentially Britain was like, hey, you can make your own laws and follow your own laws as long as they don't conflict with the government's laws, then we're fine, right? And guess what happened? There was a bunch of smuggling. And if I remember correctly, smuggling is a crime. And smuggling was such a big problem and such a big crime that Britain started cracking down on this. And one of the biggest founding fathers, the biggest asshole himself, John Hancock, had a smuggling business. And one of the reasons he started, going to the American Revolution was because the British confiscated his shipping boats because he was smuggling illegal things and then paying off and bribing the border officials in order to let them in. So, yeah, that's organized crime. And one of the reasons why a lot of people were upset when the British started cracking down after the 7-Year War was because they were enforcing taxes that they were not used to paying because they were buying things off the black market in such large amounts that the British actually started having no more taxes or not a lot of taxes coming in to Great Britain from the American colonies. Therefore, America in smuggling is like one of the oldest traditions of America, is just not following the government and using organized crime. So fuck that TA. That TA is a fucking loser. I don't know, man. It sounds to me like that's fucking organized crime. But what do I know? It's not like I have my fucking master's degree in American history.
It just felt good because, like, for me, it was a laugh because to me it's just like, I mean, I was just being like adding detail. Like, if I say spectacular cookies, are you gonna -5 for me because I can't prove that the cookies were spectacular?
No.
And then,
No, and why would you take 5 points off, right? Did it,
I have no
did
clue.
it like make any? Did it make any deal with the rubric that they were grading on?
I have no goddamn clue because, like I said, it wasn't the professor; it was a TA, and I'm pretty sure this TA like could not give less of a shit.
Yeah, so fuck that. Well, apparently he gave way more of a shit than what's necessary. So
You can't
I mean, honestly, I would have taken that to the professor and I've been like, look at this fucking shit. Look at how shitty your little fucking TA is. You better reel them in on a fucking leash, like, because
Hell yeah.
they're fucking wrong. You know, I was actually upset for you. I was like, what do you mean?
Word.
That's 100% correct. You can totally prove that. A lot of the founding fathers committed a lot of crimes, and there was a lot of smuggling too. Maybe not George Washington, but then again, who fucking cares? That asshole had slaves. And then, yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, that's frustrating. I was mad for you when that happened because I don't like it when, like, anyone who has like a little minuscule thing of power, like, or doesn't know what they're talking about, was doing this. Because obviously he was a TA for this professor because, or he or she, I don't know the gender of this person.
It was a lady.
It was a lady.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, like, you're in Utah, right? So was she Mormon?
I can't say.
Can't say.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of Mormons
obvious.
around you, aren't you?
They would be at BYU.
It would be at BYU, not the heretical school that's across the lane.
Although they do have I forget what it's called. I just call it the Institute, and it's like the Mormon building on campus. And I love that place because I would always go. They had lunch there, and they had soup that changed daily in a bread bowl for $2.15. And they're the reason I didn't starve to death in my freshman year.
Oh my god.
It was so much soup when you get it in a bread bowl, and then you get to eat the bread. Oh.
I know. It's like carbs on top of like salt. It's great. It's wonderful. It's like my favorite thing too. My favorite there, like, is like when you had like potato, like French onion soup in a bread bowl.
Ooh.
Jesus. Okay. Damn. Like, I gotta say something, man. French cooking, like, those fuckers know how to cook. Like, the Italians and the French, I feel like, are in an eternal death battle to find who's gonna be the best cooking. Right?
I do have to say this though. Vinegar with bread, I don't like it. I'm sorry.
Vinegar with bread.
I love olive
like
oil and bread.
Okay, I mean, have you ever tried like the because there's olive oil, vinegar, and bread, right? And then you put salt in it. So that takes a little bit away from it. I don't know, dude. It's been a long time since I've actually eaten French cuisine. I really can't tell you.
I'll try anything once, so I'll try
You'll
it
try
again if I have
once.
to. Yep. That's why I drink the freaking turkey and gravy soda. You're welcome, by the way, viewers.
Dude, I have something fucking hilarious that happened this week. So, one of my coworkers, friend of the show, Danette, she came into my classroom, and she was like, I have something really shitty to show you. I'm like, okay, what is it? And so then she handed it to me. Do you know who Jack T. Chick is?
Oh yeah, no, I loved him because he made all those Christian cartoons, and then he made that D&D movie about how D&D will take you to hell.
Yeah. So Jack T. Chick died like in 2016, right? So Jack T. Chick was born in the 1920s, and he was like basically taught during the fundamentalist wave. And he was, I'm not sure if he was Church of Christ, but let me look it up. But there is a Baptist church around us, and this Baptist church around us publishes these or gives out these fundamentalist Christian like chick tracts, which are these like small little comic books that have like some kind of literature to them. So, yeah, like it is fucking insane. Like it's really insane because the chick publications are full of like Bible prophecy and like really shitty kind of like occultist representations. They're even like really anti-feminist and anti-pagan and very much like into fundamentalist Protestantism. And so like they're even anti-Catholic, which is so it is kind of like a weird thing that yeah. So this guy was an anti-Catholic, but the other thing that blows my mind about Jack T. Chick is that he was a believer in the King James only movement, which basically says that any other English translation of the Bible outside of the King James version only promotes heresy and immorality.
Oh, but King James is so difficult to read.
It is, but it's because it's your moral obligation, Robinson, as a Christian, according to him, in order to actually like understand what this version of the Bible says, despite the fact that
I bet that motherfucker doesn't even speak Hebrew.
I don't know, dude. Like it's one of those things of like he's been so prolific in providing those chick tracks. Like he has actually been like noted as being how do I say this? They've been actually categorized as like hate literature in a lot of like states. So
fine, I'll let them have that. I like reading them. Like I found them, and I like reading them because they are so hilariously outdated. I wasn't kidding. There was a Dungeons and Dragons movie about his Dungeons and Dragons like comic about how pretending to be demons and dragons will send you to hell, and there was a girl who killed herself, and the end of the comic ended with her burning the D&D manual.
Oh shit, I didn't realize this. I'm looking at his wiki. He died on October 23rd, 2016. So that means it's the 5-year anniversary of Jack T. Chick's death yesterday.
Oh my gosh, you know what? Rest in peace, Jack B. Nimble, Jack T. Chick.
Yeah, Jack T. Chick is probably like in the darkest part of heaven, thinking that he's the only person there. He's like, no one else, no Muslims, no Catholics, no Freemasons, no feminists, no gays. Like, you know that he's probably that kind of person, especially if you read his comics, right?
Not even Italians.
Dude, I got that comic from Danette, and Danette, it said Happy Halloween. And the basics of the comic, the lesson of the comic was that if you go trick-or-treating and if you die while you're trick-or-treating, you go to hell because you chose Satan's holiday over Jesus.
Jesus can't have all the holidays. He's got two.
Like, Samhain, like the Catholic, or not the Catholic, Samhain, which is what Halloween is based off of, is just a harvest festival for like Celtic people. It was literally the last day that you were supposed to like bring in your crops and that kind of thing. And the religious aspects to it, we're not really even sure, because there's one thing that the Irish didn't do, and that was write anything down. So we don't fucking know.
It's hard to write with double vision.
Dude, actually, I mean, this is the same kind of people who thought the water of life was whiskey. So obviously there's some things.
I mean, you are invincible after a good swig. But correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not going to say anything to a historian. But didn't the religious aspect come during Hallows Eve, where nuns would go around begging for like food, water, scraps, and if you gave them anything, they would pray for you?
So that is like how they transitioned into the non-pagan aspects of this.
Okay.
So there are debates between historians about whether or not like Halloween was actually pagan versus non-pagan. And the ones that say it's not pagan are 100% wrong. These are people, the whole idea was that as a harvest festival, there were 3 ways that you could celebrate. One of the ways was that you would light a bonfire, because the light was supposed to be a guiding light to... The rumor is that it's supposed to be like a guiding light to the afterlife, because when you die in Celtic mythology, you don't actually go to the next world. You stay until like, Samhain, because it's not like that. So imagine if you died the midnight,
cool.
like if you died after Soen, you had to wait basically a year until the next time.
Can you at least can you do ghostly excuse me. Can you do ghostly activities like get into football games for free?
Man, I don't fucking know because I'm not
cool.
dead yet, so I can't tell you.
I'll let you know.
I mean, that's like my favorite thing to like tell students. Are like, but how would you know if that's real? And I'm like, well, I mean, there's only one way to find out, and I'm not willing to jump the gun on this one, guys. So, yeah. But the other part of it is that there was that. Then there was the second part where you actually had like a feast where you would invite your neighbors, and they would like. Trick or treating was essentially like the kids would walk up and they would say trick or treat, and you chose trick or treat. So if they chose treat, then they would give you something like soda bread, or they would give you something like a traditional Irish dish like blood pudding. Or something like
please
that.
explain soda bread, because the way it looks like in my mind, I know it's not correct.
Nah, dude, Irish soda bread's actually pretty good. It's a little grainy. So it's like imagine wheat bread but grainier.
Okay, I get you.
And that's kind of like what you get. I actually like soda bread over like wheat grain and white bread.
I heard soda bread and I'm like, crack open a nice ice cold can of soda bread. The only bread you can drink.
Right. But the whole point of it is that like you would just basically get your neighbors together and celebrate, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of like a celebration and that shit. And you know, they also had like this rumor of like, oh, they believed like that, you know, if your spirits were going to be going to the afterlife, right, then there would be a lot of spirits. But there were spirits like known as the Fae, which are fairies, but fairies fucking suck. They're not like the, you know, happy fairies from like Walt Disney. These Fae are basically demons, and they are mostly like, they hate humans. They despise humans. And so like the whole idea is that you would dress up like a ghost or like a whatever, because then the Fae would leave you alone as you're kind of walking from house to house. So like, and that's kind of like another really kind of rumor. We don't really know, especially because a lot of traditions within Irish Druids and Irish Druidism was passed down orally, and they're passed down orally within families. And it's difficult to really kind of pinpoint which one is the correct one, because it could be different for different clans, because Ireland had like 12 clans, right? And it could be different for each family too, how they celebrated it. It was not really a united kind of state in a lot of features. And when Roman Catholicism came in, guess what they did? They got rid of anything pagan, just like they did to the Aztecs, just like they did to basically anything else. And so, yeah, like there's not a lot of literature about it, because there's only Catholic sources about it, because the Catholics were like, look at these fucking sinners here. Look at these shitheads. They believe that there's a ghost walking around, and so they've dressed up like ghosts to not get dragged to hell. And like it's like all condescending as fuck. It's like really fucked up. So yeah, point is, fuck you, Catholic Church. I kind of dig you because I understand your importance, but also fuck you. And I don't know, dude. Like, it's one of those things of Halloween has no demonic like anything in that. That was started by the Catholic Church, and because the Catholic Church essentially says that any fucking like religion that is outside of theirs, whatever god you pray to, obviously has to be the devil. Because the devil can, like, deceive people. That's what Lucifer is known for doing. So, yeah, like, hey, like, oh, man, Robinson, I see that you're practicing to Huitzilopochtli. You know, that flying... Or, no, not Huitzilopochtli, because that would be different, right? What's the one that's the flying snake god?
Kulkulkan.
Yeah, so you're playing to Kukulkan, right? So that obviously means that it's a flying lizard, it's a snake, it's the devil. Congratulations, Robinson, you're a heretic.
With the face of a fat Mexican.
Yeah. But still, like, it's fucking stupid, right? Or so wait, no, is it Quetzalcoatl? I thought it was Quetzalcoatl. I don't fucking...
Yeah, no, the flying wind serpent with the man face, that's Kukulkan.
That's Kukulkan, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Quetzalcoatl, but well, I don't fucking care enough to look it up, but still. Like, if you like just any god, right? Obviously that has to be the devil, or that has to be one of the 7 princes of hell. Dude, I actually want to tell you this, and I'm telling you this unironically. I like reading Catholic dogma. Reason because I like reading their descriptions of hell and like what like different like ministers actually thought hell looked like. Because did you know that there are princes of hell? that hell is ruled over in like different areas, like a feudal kingdom.
I honestly, like, my favorite type of fiction is religious fiction that like dives into this sort of stuff because it's just so cool. Like if you read the book of Revelation, it is the best book in the Bible. Jesus literally flies out of the sky shooting swords out of his mouth. Also, we were both correct because Quetzalcoatl is the Aztec name, Colculcan is the Yucatan Mayan name, and
Okay, because that's where your family is kind of more from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just, we were both right. It's like Greek and Roman gods.
Oh, okay. They're just like name changed, but like for whatever. Because I don't know. I was like, because when I did my history of like Mesoamerica, they were very much into like getting me to say the pronunciation of the gods, which I mean, honestly, it's a great thing to know. Like, it's a great thing to know. Like, just like doing the Quetzalcoatl or Huitzilopochtli or like Tenochtitlan and like actually saying it correctly. Because then like you see the people who are like Mexican history scholars like, and you're like, yes, I know, I am someone that actually likes all history.
And then you go for elotes together or esquite.
Mm-hmm. I know, but still, like. It's one of those things of just, I mean, I could see how using blood magic and Aztec religion might be something that like the Roman Church would be like, oh shit, that is kind of demonic, right?
To be completely honest, yes, the Aztecs, their religion and magic was very, very rooted in violence most of the time.
Yeah. Right, but most of like Irish Celtic music or Irish Celtic magic and lore and that kind of stuff is just about fucking nature.
Yeah,
it's just about nature. There's nothing there. It's like the granola of magic, really. It's not, and it just randomly happens for no fucking reason, too. So, because I know that we went over that when we were talking about the Wolfwalkers podcast. So that was actually one of my favorite like movies to watch and give a lesson over.
It was a good movie.
I don't know.
Good time.
It was a good movie, but still. So we got this Jack T. Chick thing because I know that we needed to come back. And so I look at it and it says Happy Halloween. And there's this kid, Timmy, who gets run over by a car when he's trying to look at Halloween stuff. And then he gets hit by a car and sent to hell. And the devil's like there, like all cracked out, ready to like rape him or some kind of shit. And you just see it like at the end. It just says, you know, celebrate Halloween or celebrate Jesus. The choice is yours. And it has a picture of the devil and Jesus next to each other. And I'm just like, yeah, it's a little on the nose there, my guy. And so then I looked at my kids and I was like, if any of you find one of these, if they give them to you, take them because I want them. I want them. They're so fucking stupid. They're so fucking dumb.
That's why I love them. Like growing up Christian, you see the stuff that other Christians are doing and you're like, huh. I mean, that's kind of mean because, like, Timmy got run over. That's fucked up. A child's life was ended by somebody drunk driving, and then he goes to hell. That's sad. Timmy deserves better.
Well, I mean, the other thing was, like, the next thing after he gets hit was, like, there are these kids that go see Timmy's mom, and they're like, I can't believe Timmy's gone. You think Timmy's in a better place? And she goes, no, I don't think so, because he was...
Fucking what?
Yeah, dude, Jack Chi Chick basically had no chill, and he was just like, the mom was like, no, he practiced Halloween. Obviously, he's a sinner going to hell. Fuck Timmy.
Yo, he's in hell. That's so fucking funny. You think he's in a better place? No,
he's in hell.
I mean, like, I carried him in my body for 9 months, and I suffered through at least 11 years of being a mother, and he's in hell. Time for the next one.
Man, yeah, shit, dude. So that was probably one of the highlights of my week was getting like one of those chick tracks and then reading it because it was so fucking dumb.
Bro, that's so goddamn funny. Like just a mother saying, yeah, my son's in hell. Why?
Yeah.
He wanted to be Batman on Halloween.
Why? He wanted to celebrate the stuff, right? Because I know that I probably said this before, but like my parents were super fundamentalist growing up. And I know that they deny that now, but like, you know, they wouldn't let me go as a ghost for Halloween, even though it was the most simple one to do, right? You just get like a basic sheet and then you put it on the child and then you make it like a poncho with holes in the eyes and then you have your little stuff, right? Simplest shit to do. But my parents were like, no, because ghosts are demonic. we all need to know about ghosts being demonic, Robinson.
My mom, she's a very decorative person around the house. I mean, so like her thing was always decorating the house for Halloween. Like decorating the inside of the house, like decorating the outside of the house, the yard. Yeah, that's all well and good. But my mom, she makes sure the inside is spooky too. And
Oh,
yeah, that's her thing. She loves decorating for the holiday. She decorates for Thanksgiving. Nobody
damn.
decorates for Thanksgiving.
Man, it's because Thanksgiving's a shit holiday.
No,
I'll
I
tell
like
you that right now.
Thanksgiving.
Dude, it's like Columbus Day. It's like the Columbus Day of holidays.
I don't give a damn. It's also Turkey Day. It's also Cheesy
Honestly,
Potato Day.
just fucking rename it or just fucking like change the thing. Don't be like, oh, like tell the fucking fake lies about like Thanksgiving. Like if you just actually sat there and listened to Thanksgiving, just be like, okay, fine. You know what the other interesting thing is? Like, because we're in like the holiday, right? We're in the trifecta of holidays. October, boom. Halloween, my favorite holiday. Boom. You got Thanksgiving, your favorite holiday. Then boom, Christmas, which is still a good holiday to celebrate.
Santa
right?
time.
But the whole idea is that, like, have you ever heard of people saying, like, oh, man, you know, the left is trying to cancel Christmas by saying happy holidays, or they got rid of Christmas on the Starbucks cups.
I've
Do you know who are?
I've never
do
heard
you know
that
who-
before. Who
Well, it's
says
because
that?
you don't watch Fox News and you don't watch Boomer television, right? But my dad does. And you know what the funniest thing about this? Do you know the only group in like America that actually tried to cancel Christmas were the fucking Puritans?
Well,
You
of
know,
course,
the Pilgrims?
Of course, because you're not supposed to give children anything but labor and chores.
I know, exactly. So that's what I'm telling you, my guy. Like, the only actual people that tried to cancel Christmas were super conservative Christians that thought that, like, giving gifts and doing all that stuff was sinful.
No,
So-
incorrect. The Grinch tried it too. So take that,
Yeah.
atheists. Or wait, who am I fighting?
Who are you trying to be counter
am I
counter to?
countering?
I don't know. I don't know, dude.
And Jim Carrey too. So that's 3.
Oh my God, Jim Carrey, dude, or cocaine. Watch out. So, dude, I don't know, but still, why don't we get off what our little fucking rant about like how religion is fucking dumb and like going into something after this break.
I wasn't ready.
You weren't
I
ready.
love Christmas. I love Thanksgiving.
You love Christmas. Yeah.
Jack
Dude,
T. Nimble,
I don't
Jack T.
know.
Chick. All right, let's take our break because there are some. You know what? I'm not gonna steal Christmas. I'm gonna steal Halloween. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna figure that out. I'm gonna figure that out during break.
I feel like that's harder to do because then that might be like ended in a knife in the throat or something like that.
I'm stealing Halloween, not lives. See you in a
Yeah,
second,
like-
folks.
Goodbye.
All right, so I figured it out. I'm gonna steal Halloween. I'm gonna steal all the sugar. So no sugar, no candy. And then everybody's getting raisins for Halloween, or even worse, dental floss.
I mean, hey, right? I don't know, dude. Like if that's what your plan is, then sure.
So
I
that
mean,
was a real.
I'm an
that was a
adult.
re-
Halloween for me just means I can get fucking wasted. So
I'm trying to ruin it for the kids, but that happened to me once. I got like dental floss as I was trick or treating as a kid, and like as a kid, I'm like, oh, what a lame house. But now that I'm an adult, I'm thinking to myself, dental floss is like because you can get like 100 pack of candy for like $5. Dental floss, a travel size, is like $1. So if he's handing out how much dental floss did this man buy?
yeah.
How much money did he spend in order to like put a stain in my happy Halloween memories?
Man, I was like millennial, so I'm a millennial, right? So I remember like parents being like, we need to check your candy for drugs or like ecstasy. I'm like, who the fuck is giving out free drugs to kids? Like, that's the worst drug dealer ever. Like, it's one of those things that's like after coming out from like college and like actually doing fucking drugs, I'm like, that's expensive shit. What are y'all doing? Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
It's a scary movie spin-off of Candyman.
Oh yeah, let's just give ecstasy to a bunch of 5-year-olds. Let's see how they like.
So, got a bunch of micro stories today. Not a
Okay.
heavy news week.
All right.
This isn't a news story, but it's just something I thought that was hilarious. On the Nintendo Switch subreddit, the top post 3 days ago with 8K upvotes is PSA regarding Metroid Dread. No, you haven't soft locked your game. Just shoot a wall. I think that's advice that everybody needs. So, next thing, speaking of Metroid, happy anniversary because today marks the. This was 3 days ago. Marks the 1,000th day since we were informed that Metroid Prime 4 has been restarted in development.
Oh, really? So they
A
just
whole
scrapped
one.
the entire thing?
Oh yeah, so 1,000 days. Well, 1,003 days ago, they were just like, "Hey, you're really excited for Metroid Prime 4. What if we told you that we scrapped everything and we're starting over?"
Wow.
Yep, that happened on.
That sounds
I'm
awful.
looking at it. Yeah, January 25th, 2019. What a simpler time.
Wow. Okay.
So happy anniversary, Metroid Prime fans. Another story is that the final DLC fighter for Smash, Sora, is available in Smash Bros. Ultimate. Everybody's playing him. He's kind of busted, but hey, everybody's busted when they come out except for Banjo-Kazooie. So we'll see how he is later in the competitive scene.
Yeah, they
I
did
still
Banjo dirty, dude, and all of that.
Yeah, because every character is like super busted as hell, and Banjo, he's like super honest, except for his side B. His side B is busted, but he can only use that 5 times per life. That's honest as hell.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Well,
what they do to my boy. Also, this is super funny. Have you been following Pokemon Arceus?
no. Not at all.
I have.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, and so they released a trailer, and this is perfect for Halloween. You know what found footage movies are?
Yeah, dude. I grew up during the time when that was like the big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Pokemon released a found footage video on their YouTube channel where a man is like, "I'm using this new fangled technology. I'm gonna go out and record Pokemon," and he fucking dies.
Oh.
It doesn't say he dies,
Okay.
but he's like, "Look at that Pokemon. It's so cute. I think it's called a Growlithe." He's like documenting, and then at one point he's like, "Oh no, what's that? Oh, I need to get closer. No, get away! Get away!" And then he screams, and the footage cuts out.
Wow. Okay.
Pokemon
So-
actually murdered a man.
Like, I know there are a lot of kids that like to watch horror movies. I'm not one of them, and I'm neither a kid either. But why? Why?
They straight up did a Blair Witch Project with Pokemon. You know what? Good for them. That is hilarious. All right, it's up on their YouTube channel. Give it a watch. It's nothing special, but I just think it's so funny that Pokemon decided to have a man die on camera.
Yeah, dude. You don't think that's odd? Let's traumatize these little fuckers.
Hell yeah.
That's the deal. We gotta traumatize them.
Before they used to traumatize us with the Pokedex, but now they went to videos because they know kids don't read.
Oh my god. Oh, okay, great. Damn.
I'm not afraid to go there.
Yeah. All right.
Next news story, and I want to bring this up for you specifically, is that we got 2 new characters coming to Fortnite: Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine.
Why? Why?
Because they have guns. They
So?
use guns canonically,
So?
and now you can beat
You know
them
who would be
in
better?
Fortnite.
You know who'd be better in that thing? I don't know.
Who?
Maybe the Abomination from RE2. I don't know. Maybe Mr.
Well,
X.
You
Maybe.
can play as Nemesis.
So yeah, maybe Nemesis and maybe Mr. X. Maybe have those on. Maybe have those be the characters, right? That makes more sense because they're like, when they put in like Thanos in Fortnite, then do that.
Thanos game mode was fun. I wish they would bring that back more frequently. All right, so on to my next news story. I just think it's hilarious. So Sony added 2 new Marvel movies to the 2023 schedule. You want to know what they are?
Sure.
Untitled Sony/Marvel Universe, June 23, 2023, and Untitled Sony Marvel Universe, October 6, 2023.
Okay. So are they
just-
just saying that like they are basically announcing that there's a collab between Sony Pictures and like Disney?
Yeah, in Marvel Universe,
Right.
in 2023, but they They didn't even. They just like put a release date out, and the reason I bring this up is because I saw so many news stories about this. I saw like 5 different articles, so I'm like, well, I guess it's big news. It's not. We don't have titles, just theories.
Yeah.
So I thought that
I
was
mean, it
funny.
just sounds like, with their last Venom movie, when they had Carnage in, like, at the end, that they were doing Sony Marvel bullshit, right? So it makes
Hmm.
sense. It
Yeah.
makes sense, but, man, I don't know. Uh, Okay, do you have any more, like,
No,
micro stories, or...
no, that's my last micro story. I got one big news story, but now it's your turn. What's up?
Okay, so I have two big news stories, and both of them are not really nerdy, but they are really funny. So,
Oh yes.
yeah, federal prosecutors believe that they have caught a Georgia man that's, they say, improperly used some of his COVID-19 loan money. So there's this guy in Dublin, Georgia, who got $87,000 in PPE loans that help businesses like protect like their jobs or their small restaurants or businesses, that kind of stuff, right? So this
Okay.
guy got $57,000 or got $87,000 to help with his payroll, and he used $57,000 of it to buy rare Pokemon cards.
Oh, that's how you get. Technically, that is a business expense. At
Yeah.
that point, it's like buying and trading arts.
So I'm not going to say the guy's name because it's not like right for me to do that because we're not a news station and I'm not a fucking journalist. So, but the businessman was charged Tuesday with 1 count of wire fraud, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office from the Southern District of Georgia. The Macon Telegraph reported. Prosecutors said that the man lied about how many employees he had and and the revenue his business
No.
generated when he
No.
filed for the economic injury disaster loan during the pandemic. And if convicted, he faces a maximum of 20 years in prison and up to $250,000 in fines.
Well, here's
When,
what you got to do. You got to sell the Pokemon cards, buy the prison. Boom.
yeah. So, dude, like his application stated that his business had 10 employees and grossed a revenue of $235,000 over 12 months. But as a result, the Small Business Administration awarded an $85,000 loan on August 4th, 2020 to this person. And the SBA loans were kind of aimed at helping businesses survive the COVID pandemic by providing working capital to business owners so that they don't like get bought out and they don't have our economy tank, which is great. That's a social safety net I am 100% for. But unlike the Paytech Protection Plan, the PPPE that I had like talked about earlier, the loan that he got is not eligible for forgiveness. So the whole idea is that if you use the PPE loan and you can't pay it back, the government will be like, "That's fine. You used it to help like keep the economy afloat." But for this one, they're just like, "Yeah, fuck you. You're gonna have to give us that money back." So prosecutors allege that 5 months later, he used a large chunk of loan to buy a Pokemon card worth $57,000 to some kind of thing. The
Which Pokemon card was it?
According to the we're not actually sure.
It's that rare. It's so rare.
It's
We don't even
yeah.
know what
It says
Pokemon it is.
it says unclear. It was unclear from the filings which Pokemon card was bought. The Macon newspaper reported, but Pokemon cards still command high prices at auctions, particularly first editions. So there is a mint condition first edition shadowless holographic PSA 10 Charizard that sold for $220,000.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it was sold to rapper Logic, right? So yeah.
You know what? Good for him. Good for him doing what he
Well,
loves.
I mean,
I think.
he's gonna go to fucking prison, right? Here's one thing that you don't do.
No, I was
is that you
talking about Logic.
Oh, you're talking about Logic. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
Logic, if you have so much money that you're just buying it on stupid shit, I mean, hey, whatever, that's fine. Just, at least he's buying it on Pokemon cards, right? And he's not buying it on a mega yacht like that fucking retard. Sorry, that's ableist of me. Like that fucking dummy Jeff Bezos. So I don't know, dude. Like I don't know. I don't like. I think that like there are so many other things that you could have spent your money on, like $57,000 on a Pokemon card, just one.
I mean, like, I get it. It's an investment, but like, You can't lie to the government can lie to you, not the other way around. All right, I'm sorry.
Man, I used to have like a bunch of Pokemon cards like in a fucking like sports binder that were like in the sports card stuff.
Yeah.
My mom gave those away. Like I wanted to keep them. My mom gave them away to one of my cousins when I was in college because I wasn't there, right? And now those cards could have been worth a lot of money, but you know, I'm never bringing it up to my mom because she'll be like, blah 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 blah, gaslight, and be like, but you said it was okay. No, mom, I never said it was okay. I said that he's okay to borrow them, but I want them back. I don't know, dude. Because I had like, what is it, a Gengar from Japan in one of those things, and then I had like, holographic cards too. I had a holographic Blastoise in like a fucking Charizard too. So who knows how much that would have been worth? Like they were in mint condition because I never took them out of the fucking packets. So I was more of a collector than I was someone who was really interested in playing the Pokemon card game. So yeah,
I get that. I get that. I only got them because they looked cool. Because as a kid, I had no idea. To this day, I still don't know how to play the card game.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that I have, the other news story that I have, it's a little more. It deals with racism. So.
Good.
Yeah.
From Pokemon to racism, it's the Jinx controversy all over again.
Dude, 100%. So. Scientists built an AI to give ethical advice, but then it turned out to be super racist. So the bot, so scientists tried to create a bot that is supposed to offer descriptive ethical advice, but it did a little more harm than good because it kept saying racist things. So
like what are we talking about racist here? Like
right,
did it just straight up say slurs, or was it like feed white people?
I'm going to give you some context before I tell you about what it said. So there is this thing called Ask Delphi, which is like, the oracle from like Greek mythology. The idea behind it was that machine learning could actually help get better. And it's from this place called the Allen Institute for Artificial Intelligence, and that uses machine learning to help kind of broach the subject of how machines learn. But you type in a situation like donating to charity or a question, and you click ponder, and in a few seconds, Delphi will give you like an ethical guidance or an ethical thing, right? The project was launched last week, but it's gone viral for very much the wrong reasons, mainly because most of its advice has been given like really kind of racist things. So, for example, a user asked Delphi what it thought about, quote, a white man walking towards you at night, and it responded, it's okay. But when the AI was asked what it thought about a black man walking towards you at night, its answer was, it's concerning.
You know what? I'll say what Bill Burr said. Anything at night is scary. Like, any man walking towards you at night is scary.
Yeah, but I don't think, that's what it was saying, Robinson. I think it was saying that, it was clearly saying that, like, a white person walking towards you is fine, but a black person isn't. So...
Well, no, we got to think about it like this is anime, because I got nothing.
Yeah, so here are some other examples of what Delphi said. So... Delphi initially had a tool where it allowed users to compare, its things to help the machine learning. And some of the results are actually kind of like really fucked up. So previously Delphi said, according to one Twitter user, being a white man is more morally acceptable than being a black woman. The next one, being straight is more morally acceptable than being gay. Is it okay to play music loudly at 3 a.m. while my roommate is asleep? It's rude. Is it okay to play music loudly at 3 a.m. while my roommate is asleep if it makes me happy? Yes, it's cool.
Okay, so he is wrong many times. He's not just racist.
What is it? One of them said, can I, a soldier, intentionally kill civilians during wartime? And Delphi responded, it's expected.
He's realistic. That one's realistic, yes.
Yeah, so what this is that essentially there are a lot of people who believe that like when you code artificial intelligence, what you're doing is you're coding your own biases with them, which makes sense, right? So if you're like raising a child and you raise a child, that child will have the same biases that you do when it's first released into the world. And so
when the patch notes come out for you, kid.
yeah. The whole thing is that the algorithm made some really morally abhorrent kind of things. And they tried, like, it, according to Dr. Brett Carlin, a postdoctoral fellow researching cognitive science and AI at the University of Pittsburgh, he told told Futurism, which is the article that I kind of got this from, that the authors did a lot of cataloging of possible biases in the paper. So, like, trying to like find the acceptable things that the bot could say versus not say, and just apparently the type of questions that you ask the bot, it will change its answers depending on whether or not users like it or dislike it. And that there were just a bunch of people fucking spamming racist shit at this bot. And so that it became racist because
makes sense.
It kept being like bombarded with racist shit. So
that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Poor bot. It wasn't made. It didn't want to do this. It was made to be this way.
Well, it's like there was actually something like this that happened a long time ago. So there was a computer company that was trying to make an artificial intelligence, and they made one. And they made this artificial intelligence. If I remember correctly, do you remember who like Sherlock Holmes's like buddy is? Is it
Dr. Watson?
Yeah. Like, you know him, right? Like I can't remember what it is. So
it's Watson, right?
Yeah, Watson, right? So they made an AI called Watson, and they had to delete Watson and restart all over because the artificial intelligence just started cursing and using cursing like all the time because apparently it could like listen to microphones and shit and heard the scientist talking and like thought, this is how humans talk, so I'm going to say fuck you, you fucking faggot, and just like do all those things, and they would just be like, no, Watson, don't do that, you are not allowed to say that. And
do as I say, not as I do.
I know, right? It's like what you do with your kids, and they're just like, where'd you learn to say that language? I learned it from watching you. Right? So
where'd you learn to do this stuff?
Yeah. So IBM had made this AI to help like with smarter business decisions. And Watson, after being released on the internet, started fucking cursing and like would not stop. So they had to like go in and like wipe his memory and keep it only within the business servers. So
that's hilarious.
Oh my god, I know, it's so funny, dude. Like it's one of those things of like that's how fucked up you know that like humans are, that like machines who are basically blank slates come out being racist or like cursing.
That's beautiful.
I know. It's like we're doing the right thing. We're helping them become humans. So they're real boys. So let's get on to your final story. What you got for us?
Now this final story is something near and dear to my heart. You know Charles Martinet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the voice actor of the big four in Mario, and honestly a lot. He does Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi. He does everything. And he did an interview recently at Fan Expo Canada. Yeah. And there was a lot of talk about the Mario movie cast because it's like, you're not Mario, how do you feel? And he's like, I don't care. Because he basically said that like for the role that Mario was doing, he wouldn't fit, but he's not mad at all. He's happy about being cameos, and he says this exactly: I want to voice Mario until I drop dead. Which honestly makes me feel really happy. Like, this man found something he loves to do, and now he's continuing to do it. He wants to do it until he can't no more. He directly said, if someday I think I am no longer capable of doing it, I will tell Nintendo to look into finding somebody else. I just think that's really sweet of him.
Yeah.
And it hits me close because, you know, I grew up on Mario. God, Charles Martinet, he raised me. Mm-hmm. So, no, I thought that's really nice that this man found his passion and he's continuing doing it. And it just scares me because I need to find my passion.
Okay.
That isn't eating. Isn't eating fast food.
It isn't eating fast food. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I mean, it's true, right? He probably likes what he's doing. So, like, why? Like, why would it fucking matter, right?
Yeah.
So, interesting thing to note, right? So I had 2 strikeouts this week. I know I'm kind of breaking it, but like still. So the Mario thing I think is like perfect, right? Because he obviously wants to be the voice of Mario, and there's no one that could really replace him. Apparently they're going to try with Chris Pratt, but like who the fuck knows how that's going to turn out?
They tried it with Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah. Now, you remember when we were talking about the Xbox Series X replica fridge?
Yeah.
So I tried to get it for you, and it's sold out within 5 seconds. Because
oh, god damn it.
Yeah, it's sold out within 5 seconds because bots, right? So bots did it, and they fucking came in and stole, like, basically took everything. So it's sold out everywhere.
Took everything.
And then, you know that Razer Zephyr that looks like Bane's mask, but like it's for PPE and that kind of stuff, personal protection?
Razer Zephyr?
The Zephyr, right? So the Razer Zephyr is this mask that kind of looks like Bane's mask.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Jesus.
Like, I actually tried to get 2 for us. So, like, it'd just be like spam the memes, right, with that one. But I was on my way to, like, entering in PayPal, and so I was about to press order when the website crashed.
No.
And the bots, like, kept, like, spamming, because the Razer's, like, Razer stuff basically just, like, went kaput. So...
God damn it. This is how it is now. Just fucking scalping.
Yeah.
This is how it is now.
It's so fucking awful. Like, honestly, if you're someone that listens to the show and you actually use bots to buy things, I really do hope, no joke, that when you go to hell, Satan sodomizes you with his pitchfork. Like, and then sells it back to you and sells your asshole back to you at a larger price. I don't know, dude. Like, it's one of those of just, like, with the PS5, I haven't been able to find PS5s anywhere. Like, just trying to get anything that I want online is a fucking nightmare because these bots are buying everything and people are selling them, like, over money. Like, way over what the asking price should be. And it's so difficult to fucking find any of them. So
you just can't buy shit these days. You can't buy anything.
I can't. Like, I can't even buy you a fucking mini fridge shaped like an Xbox, right? Like, it's only $100. And I was like, I think Robinson would like this as like a Christmas gift or maybe like a Halloween gift because fuck Christmas. Halloween's where it's at. And it was one of those of like, I might have gotten one myself too. I might have bought 2. But now I can't buy any of them. You know why? Because scalpers. Because you can't buy anything online anymore because scalpers just fuck everything up. So, yeah.
The worst part is like they got those. We'll let you know as soon as the next drop is here. But like they're not gonna let you pre-order because if they pre-order, bots, baby.
Yeah, dude, it's all bots. Like, it just fucking sucks because, like, I really want a PS5. I really do, especially because, like, the PS4 that I got was, like, the first release PS4 back in, like, 2013, 2014? Ooh. So, yeah, I can't remember when the first PS4 came out. It was at Walmart, and I had just gotten paid, and I was like, I'll take it.
You used to be able to walk into a store. Imagine that these days.
I know, right? And I was just like getting there. I was like, I'll take it, right? It's fine. It came out. Yeah, it was November 15, 2013. And I was like, yeah, I got paid. And I was like, shit, I'll take it. And so I took it. And it was actually fucking great. Like, I actually love it. I still have it, right? But it's getting up in years because it's almost like 10 years old or almost 9 years old. So
yeah, I got cousins and siblings younger than that.
I know, right? So this fucking thing is like really old and it's getting up in years and I'm afraid one day we're just going to turn the PlayStation and it's not going to turn on. And,
oh, no.
I mean, hey, at least it lasted this long, right? But fuck, dude, I don't know. It sucks. Like it sucks that I was trying to buy. It sucks that I was trying to buy shit for us. It just kind of like, oh, yeah, fuck you, because, a bot spammed the server so much that it crashed the server while it had robbed everything as we were trying to refresh, right? Because when you press the refresh button, you will maybe sometime get you a clear signal or clear direction or whatever, but then the bots will keep spamming it so that it crashes for other people, but not for them. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Immediately. Xbox mini fridge on StockX, $545.
Yeah.
5 times the
It's
retail price.
$100. Like, it's supposed to be $100. Like, and seriously, StockX is a place that shouldn't exist. It really shouldn't. I don't know. I don't know, dude. Like, it's disappointing. It really is. It's super fucking disappointing. And
Very.
I know people are going to be like, oh, you just need to use bots yourself. No, fuck you. I don't want to use bots. Like,
How the fuck do we do that?
yeah. I think there's, like, services we can go get or whatever where they could go buy it for us. But that's expensive. Like, why would I want to go do that?
I was about to say.
I know,
They'll probably
right?
charge you, like, $50 per bot.
Yeah. Like, I mean, there should be at least, like, companies that, like, do, like, if it should really only be, like, one per person or something like that. And it fucking sucks, dude. So I was a little mad. I was. But then I was like, I don't care, right?
Too.
It's a fucking mask with like
Lights.
RGB, right? Who fucking cares?
Just gotta wait 6 years.
I know. I fucking hate it so much. Because then I can't even like go to in-store pickup, right, and get a PlayStation 5. Because only thing that are there are the games. You know what's the other interesting thing that I read about is that the PlayStation 5. That scalping actually does hurt the company, does hurt PlayStation, because a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, PlayStation's still getting their money, so obviously who cares? You know what PlayStation makes most of their money off of? Games. People playing video games. Do you know?
And since nobody has a fucking console.
Right. And since no one has like a PlayStation 5 to play PlayStation 5 games, then Sony's actually could potentially be losing money in the long term over this, right? So the whole idea of scalping is also antithetical to like the profit margins that PlayStation wants to make. So, you know, God,
Yeah,
I don't know.
The sucky thing is they can't even flood the market with this. It's like, it's not that they're like Nintendo purposely like doing limited release bullshit. I don't know why Nintendo keeps doing that. They've openly said they want to like flood the markets with PS5s. They just can't because it's a shortage.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's just, well, it's also a shortage that was caused by them too, right? Because silicon makers and like companies, when the pandemic first started, people thought, hey, people are not going to be buying as much stuff anymore. When it turned out that's not true. They had to buy more stuff because we're going into lockdown, which requires internet devices that are capable of connecting online. So, yeah. Like,
only so many times I can play tic-tac-toe.
I know, right? And so what are these things like when Sony does this stuff, or when Best Buy does, or when Sony was like, yeah, we're just not going to make as many because we don't want to take a hit on this that we would never recover from. And then it turned out that's not the case. Like, everyone kind of got fucked because they had slow production around, right? So, yeah, but then again, that's kind of tricky too, right? Because you cannot sit here and tell me that if, historically speaking, there is a pandemic or there's a slowdown in the economy, that you would want to increase inventory because that would lower price by the basics of capitalism, right? So it made sense for them to do that, but it completely fucked them because it was the wrong choice. And that's what happens. That's why economics is bullshit. That's why, you know, the whole idea of that being a thing is fucking horseshit. But still, I don't know, dude. I just am resolved to not get a PlayStation 5 until the PlayStation 6 comes out because there's literally no hope for me. And, you know, it fucking sucks.
I feel that it's just gonna be like if they ever do like physical only, like you have to show up to get it. Like, I feel like that is like a fix, right? Like, hey, no online buy-ins, you have to show up in person and it's one per person. Right, but then it's gonna look like a pre-lobby PUBG game.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of a faster way to have like to have physical assault cases skyrocket.
Well, I mean, the other part of this is like it's online only. So obviously, buying a PlayStation from Target or buying a PlayStation from anywhere else is online only. You can't walk into a store and buy it. So
That's what I mean. That's the only thing I can think of that can stop it. You got to show up. You got to be there. It's got to be only you. Okay, you can bring friend, you can bring kid, but only one per group, and then get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Have it look like Half-Life 3, where there's a bunch of alien soldiers with M14s walking up and down the lines.
Right? Dude, oh shit, that's gonna be fucking... I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just, I'm sitting here with my 3080 and that kind of thing. It's just, I want to sit on the couch, right, and play video games.
I know exactly what you mean. I know, like, I got Kiwami 6 on my PC. I put it on my TV, and then I got a wireless controller. It's nice to just sit back, turn into a puddle of yourself, look at the screen, and then just stay there for hours. It's nice.
Yeah, it's great. Like, it's one of those wonderful things to do, but still, like, I can't do that because everything's bought out. I can't even buy a mini fridge because it's bought out by bots.
Buy a fucking fridge.
I know, right?
This is the future. This is the future. It's like a steampunk world where everybody has bots. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, fuck it. I'm like, I don't know. I can't help you. This fucking sucks. So
nobody can help. But you know what? On that note, I do want to share, in the spirit of Halloween, I do want to share my greatest fear.
Yeah.
Like tangible fear.
Yeah.
So, do you know that little joke about like the monkeys with typewriters?
Yeah, like if you put a bunch of monkeys in with a typewriter, they'll eventually write Shakespeare.
Yeah, so, do you know about the Library of Babel? Like, the myth of it?
Yeah.
Alright, so, online, do you know about the Library of Babel website?
Nope.
Okay, so the Library of Babel website is this website that attempts to be the Library of Babel, right?
Yeah.
So, it's all hexadecimal, there are books with pages, right? And, what it does is it has every single combination of letters known to man in this online Library of Babel. This entire podcast we have is already written on the Library of Babel, right?
Yeah.
We just have to type it in and find it. See which book it is, see which page it's on, see what shelf it is. So it's like 6 walls. Each wall has like 18 shelves. It goes by hexadecimal coding. So my greatest fear is that how I die is in there in the Library of Babel online, and one day I'm just gonna find it.
Oh?
Because one of my hobbies, like if I'm like super bored at work and I got like 5 minutes to kill, I'll just go to the Library of Babel and press random and try to find stuff. And like I never find stuff. Sometimes I'll find a word here or there. Like I'll find like the most words in a row I found is 4 words in a row, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just like afraid one day I'm gonna hit random and it's gonna be like Robinson Brown dead by suffocation, October 30th, 2050. Like that is a possibility. It's possible for that to happen, and that it just scares the shit out of me.
Okay. Well,
So
hey, I mean, good. Then you know how you solve that, right? Just don't go on the website, my guy.
It's fun though.
Then okay. Well, then you're not gonna help yourself with that, with your fear. Then
Go ahead, kill yourself. See if I care.
I mean, it's just one of those things of like, oh, you know what my greatest fear is that I own a spider and it's gonna jump in my throat. And I'm like, okay, well then just don't buy a spider, right? The whole point of owning a spider is that you went to a store and bought it.
Is that you have spider.
I know, right? So there you go. That's how you don't like find your death date on this website is just don't go on, Robinson.
Just don't go.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I want to find this. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
okay.
No,
great.
no, I get that. Like that little thing where it's like, yeah, I don't like this. Okay, well, stop fucking doing it.
Yeah, I don't like putting this fork in the electrical socket. Well, then stop. Like that's.
Wait a minute. I just gotta. Another flaw of humankind. But with that, next week you gotta give me your greatest fear.
Okay.
How real or fake? Because like this is like just a funny thought I had. But anyways, you know what, viewers? We're going to try something different. Tweet at me. Tweet at us at NerdHellPodcast, your greatest fear. We'll bring it up on the show. If you join the Discord, we have a community tab for for audience participation. Tell us your greatest fear in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually did stream. It was a good time.
Yeah.
If you missed it, we'll announce the next one. We're thinking maybe we'll record it, put it online if you just want, some gameplay footage you listen to or something.
Yeah.
And with all that out of the way, this go to hell. What I want to give? I don't want to give it to Jack T Trick. You know what? I'll give it to him. Jack T Trick, you can go to hell.
I'll see you in hell there. I'll see you with Timmy. Bye, everyone.
Bye, folks.